Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the After Hours Gaming League. We have some really exciting matches for you tonight. This is going to be really amazing. I'm so excited for these matches. It's going to be Facebook versus Cisco. Now Facebook is coming to us as a seasoned veteran. They were a founding member of the After Hours Gaming League, and they have some very talented members. Cisco, however, they're the new boys in town. So can Cisco, the new boys in town, take down Facebook? We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get things set up here and go straight into the game with no further ado. So thank you for being on time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into the game and get this started. So excited about this. Up here in the top right-hand corner, as our orange Terran, representing Team Facebook, he is Gunslinger. And down here, in the bottom left-hand corner, representing the new boys in town, he is our red Zerg, Noxa, representing Team Cisco. Now, I've heard Gunslinger, he likes to shoot from the hip quite a lot. I hear he's quite the aggressive player. He likes to do lots of two-base timing attacks. And I really don't know too much about Noxa, so we'll see what happens here. Now, the After Hours Gaming League Season 3 is in Heart of the Swarm, ladies and gentlemen. So while you may be familiar with the map here on Daybreak LE, you may not be familiar with some of the units or some of the strategies that come out of our players here tonight. And we'll talk about them as we see them. Drone Scout coming out here for our player Noxa, representing Team Cisco. Gonna say hi to the Automaton 2000. Hi Automaton, how you doing? What's up, my brother? Little kiss there with the SDV. Now, I like this. This is the sign of a very seasoned player. Checking the watchtowers before going on to the bases. It's just a very good thing to do. Even at this stage of the game, you have no idea what could be going on. If for example, let's take a look at his vision. There could be cheese coming out, it could be a 10 pool, it could be a 12 pool, something crazy could be happening. And checking those watchtowers just gives you a little bit of extra awareness to let you know what's going on. He does see the fast hatchery, so Gunslinger knows that he's going to be particularly fine now. Even so, it's still good to check. Even if you think you know your opponent, you always have to play it safe. Now Gunslinger, he wants to go for a fast expansion here himself on the low ground, and actually he's going to take this drone out first. What a very smart play here by Gunslinger. Very well played there. Limiting the amount of information that he gives to his opponent, and if we take a look at Noxa's vision, he cannot see that command center, so very well played there by Gunslinger. One thing that really concerns me here is Noxa only has one Overlord up here. Typically, you might see a Zerg player stick another Overlord down here so they can pop in and see what's going on in the natural later in the game. So this Overlord is going to be very important for Noxa to use at the correct timing. He wants to drop this Overlord in the base and get a good scout of what's going on at Gunslinger's base. And actually, look at this, going up to 3 racks already. Gunslinger, are you going for some aggressiveness here? This is the aggressiveness that is very typical of Gunslinger. I suspect he might go for some stem, combat shield, and then move out with a Marine Marauder Ball across the map as Gunslinger is opt to do. Meanwhile, taking a look at Noxa and taking a look at the supply, he's actually not too far ahead right now. Perhaps just slightly slow on his ejects, but that's okay. At this point in the game, it doesn't matter doesn't matter too much. I feel like these Zerglings could be hanging out in the watchtowers. They're going to hang out over here instead. Make sure there's no shenanigans going on at the third. looks like so far just a very passive opening from both players. And as you can see here, these Heart of the Swarm maps now do have these unbuildable plates at the bottom of the ramp, so no neutral supply depots anymore. Ooh, and it looks like Noxa does want to get some extra information, perhaps even go for an attack here. Taking a look, the metabolic boost is on its way and almost about to finish. This is a really great timing for Noxa if he can get a speedling run by into the main. If we take a look, this supply depot is down and there is only one bunker at the front. So this might be a good opportunity for those Zerglings to get into the main. He is going to check the third first while the metabolic boost finishes. Just a few more seconds on that metabolic boost, and then he's going to take a look. He's going to go ahead and send 1 to 2 lings in, and he sees that there is a little bit of an opening. He could go behind the minerals, and here we go. He's going to go for it. Going to go for the bunker to see if he can take it down. The SCVs are not being pulled fast enough. Now they're being pulled, and the repair is going to happen. The repair is going to go down. The lings are going to get clinked up, and Noxa very ineffectively attacking the bunker there with just lings. That doesn't work out too well. I really feel like he could have tried to go up into the main and see if he could cause any havoc. If he could have gotten some Zerglings into the main there, he could have caused a lot of trouble. Instead, just going for the front here. What will he do? What is Noxa's response? Will he decide to go ahead and take a third, or is he worried about some extra harassment from his Terran opponent? He still has no idea what's going on in the base. If you take a look at the vision, he has no idea what's going on right now. So he does have to play somewhat defensively. This might be a great time for that Overlord to go inside and check and see what's going on. Mr. Overlord, what's up? I'm gonna call this Bill the Overlord. Bill. Bill. You need to give your buddies very important information. We do have another attack at the front, however. These Zerglings are going to go for the same bunker. If they can take this bunker down, this would be a severe blood to Gunslinger, but Gunslinger with nice reaction there. And oh, he does get some Zerglings up into the main at last, and he's going to get some very critical scouting information with that. He does see the tech. He does see the amount of barracks, and he knows that he's perhaps in a little bit of trouble. Falling slightly behind on supply as a Zerg player at this point of the game is not a good thing. I love this Viking here by Gunslinger. This Viking, if you take a look here, he did get the reactor, so he's going to be pumping out reactored medevacs. But he got one Viking first, and that's a really smart play. I love it when Terran players send one Viking around the map. They clean up all of these extra Overlords, and they have a chance of supply blocking their opponent. As you can see here, Noxa is actually very close to being supply blocked if he isn't supply blocked already. So taking this one Overlord out is going to be actually huge for Gunslinger right now. Gunslinger so well played there. Such a good read on his opponent. If we take a look at Gunslinger's base, going up to 6 racks in total. This is a definite commitment to bio. He's going to be using these medevacs quite a bit to port around the map, and going up to a third command center, so it looks like he wants to go to a third base really quickly. Meanwhile, in the bottom, we have a medevac drop, and the medevac drop is going to use these afterburners to get into the base as quickly as possible. He's going to see the spore crawlers and drop in the north side, but he's still going to go for it. These Marines are going to cause so much damage. In fact, he's just going to outright lose the spore crawler. Spore crawler number 2 is going to go down, and that's going to allow the medevacs to get in there and heal every single Marine. This is really bad time right now for Noxa. Noxa, what are you going to do? The spool is going to go down. That is a huge blow to Noxa right now. Noxa not minding anything in the main. The roaches are going to come in, but this is not going to be enough roaches. Okay, finally the reinforcements come in, but not before he loses the Spire. Noxa lost so much in that last exchange, and those Ignite Afterburners just allow our Terran player to get out so quickly. He barely lost anything in that exchange. Gunslinger, very well played. Such a successful drop for him. He's going to go ahead and take his third at the same time that Noxa is taking his third, in fact. And he already has the SCV transfer on the way, so he's going to actually get this saturated much faster than his Zerg opponent. You do not want to be on equal bases if you are the Zerg player. Meanwhile, Noxa going for a counterattack across the map. He wants to see if he can cause some damage. Going to force these medevacs to afterburner their way back across the map. And now Gunslinger knows exactly what he's up against. This is actually a sizable roach force, as you can see a number of roaches here on the map. He does have 1-1 coming up right now. Or excuse me, 2-2 coming up. He already has 1-1 in place, so our Terran opponent in the upgrade lead, it looks like, no, 1-1 to 1-1. So on equal upgrades, a 4th command center already coming down for Gunslinger right near his natural. Oh, very smart. I love this scouting here by Gunslinger, just making sure that he knows where his opponent is at all times. It's very important at this level of play of StarCraft to know exactly what your opponent is doing. Oh, and look at this. Using the new Reaper, the Reaper has had some changes recently that makes it a little more viable in the late game. And, oh my goodness! Taking out a number of roaches in the middle of the map. That's actually a huge blow to Noxa. Noxa's in a lot of trouble right now. He's got to remake those units, and he's got to defend. Gunslinger could actually go for the 3rd right now, or even go for the natural and take down Noxa. Noxa's got to cross his fingers and hope. Oh no. Oh no. Gunslinger using this Reaper so effectively. He knows that there's no defense here. He could come in at any moment, and he does decide to. 4 medevacs, excuse me, already here, and Gunslinger could just go for this. It looks like he is, and the timing could not be more perfect. The spine crawlers are still making. Noxa is in a huge amount of trouble right now. These spine crawlers are going to immediately fall. The roaches are going to pop out and immediately die. A number of drones are going to fall here, and the reinforcements are not fast enough. These Mutalisks are going to come in, but they're going to immediately fall. These Marines just do so much damage to Mutalisks. The Mutalisks get ripped apart. Meanwhile, reinforcements are streaming across the map for Gunslinger. Gunslinger is just completely dominating his opponent right now. And Noxa's going to have to tap out here in just a second if he doesn't do something quick. Even the reinforcements here from Noxa are just immediately evaporating. There's just too many Marauders here on the map. He's going to have to say GG any moment now. GG, well played, says Noxa to Gunslinger. And that's going to bring it to 1-0, Facebook taking the lead. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with game number 2 of Facebook versus Cisco here on the After Hours Gaming League.